Welcome, citizens of the internet. My name's SegiDuh, and welcome to our first podcast of Flagon of Weird. We are here welcomed with my guest, well, not guest, I guess, co-host. Matt.
Hello. What is up, internet? This is the first one we've done. This is the second video we've done together, because I assume the first one will be out by this point.
Yes.
You said it would be out.
It's uploaded right now.
Oh, okay.
I
It
haven't
is.
fully published it
Oh,
yet,
okay.
but I have to create a thumbnail. But yeah.
Oh, okay. So we have already collaborated once. We actually hinted at this video in that collaboration.
Well, we mentioned the podcast.
We mentioned
so it.
Did we mention it was a podcast?
We did mention it.
Oh, it was a podcast. I wasn't sure if
everything was still
because I thought it was just a
wraps.
project. I thought we just kept saying project. I wasn't sure if we ever mentioned a podcast.
No, we did mention the podcast.
Okay, we mentioned the
but
podcast.
We were still saying
Oh,
that
yeah,
we're
we didn't
working
know
on
the
the
name because the original name,
logo and everything too.
the logo and everything wasn't even settled on, and the name wasn't even settled on. We had a tentative name,
But we actually switched it.
but we actually it was pretty hardcore that it was gonna be our name, but then something just changed because I didn't really think that it could have been like a real YouTube name.
Needed a better ring to it.
Yeah, I need a better ring, and YouTube's stingy with their names and their podcasts and their thumbnails and really everything.
Oh yeah.
So we decided to take it in another direction, and we come up with I came up with the title because Segi here didn't really.
I'm not that creative with names.
He actually sent me a
words.
text, and he was like, "I spent all day thinking of names," and that was the first, and then a second text right after saying, "And I couldn't think of any," and I was just like laughing my ass off. I'm like, "Oh my god!" So
it's pretty hard. It's not that easy, man.
We had a couple that were pretty funny that just wouldn't have stood. Like I like Two Blokes with Jokes was pretty
I like
funny.
that one too, but
But
I feel like it was a little too long and
It's too long.
too much.
So we have Flagon of Weird, which if you don't know, a flagon for the people out there is an olden style way of drinking ale, mead.
And here we have our flagons,
Yeah,
our
flagons.
modern style flagons,
Yes.
filled with our beverages,
Beverages, undisclosed beverages,
secret beverages.
secret beverages. No one can guess what it is.
I mean, by the fizz, you probably might know.
No,
this,
it's
what it is, but
ginger ale. It's ginger ale.
it's what you want to think it is. So yeah, this will be our uncut, unedited podcast.
Now, do we need edits? Because you just screwed up there.
No, we don't need edits. It's unedited, uncut. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's what it is.
No, that's great.
And this is episode 1, so yes.
Episode 1 and episode 0.
Episode 0.
It's 0, it's 0 to 1, really.
Okay.
No, I'm saying because we haven't even tested this.
Well, yeah, this is actually the first test.
So, yeah, to be honest, this is like a test. It's probably gonna get uploaded, and it's gonna be like, oh, it's actually not bad, but we could change a lot.
We could change a lot.
We
gotta work on getting a mic.
Yeah, we need to
first
get
off because there's
yes.
a lot of details that get picked up.
Yes, there's gonna be definitely you're gonna see even probably in the next one changes.
Oh yeah.
There's probably gonna
definitely.
be something different with the mic. How we might even have 2. There's gonna be
Higher
some
quality,
higher quality, even
camera,
a logo
maybe
instead of a.
This is a makeshift test right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, this is kind of on me because I messaged you on Thursday because we found out our days off. Well, we found out ours on Thursday because there's some work scheduling conflicts because we work together.
Yeah.
And we found out. I messaged you I think on Thursday. I'm like, I'm not busy Tuesday. Well, I said Monday, but then we kind of just decided on Tuesday because you worked on Monday.
Or Monday, I had
Yeah,
a shift,
so Tuesday, we decided we're recording this on Tuesday, and you messaged me with nothing, no logo, no nothing, no intro. I'm like, why not? And you go, okay. So,
well, everyone starts from the bottom.
Everyone starts from the
starting
bottom. Exactly.
with nothing, with complete shit. And
Yeah, exactly.
we're gonna work our way up. That's for sure.
It's what's gonna happen. So that being said, we know each other. I just mentioned from work. We're not gonna for
we don't
reasons.
have to disclose where we
Yeah,
work.
we're not gonna disclose where we work. We're gonna try to leave people out of stories. We're gonna use nicknames of the people we work with because that's an invasion of privacy, and we want to keep not everyone wants to be on the internet. I know someone for a fact that has no internet footprint whatsoever, so we've come up with nicknames for people. Well, one person in particular because he's funny as hell.
Who's that?
American Ninja Warrior.
Oh, okay, that guy. I mean, by that name, he might know who he is if he ends
Hey,
up
he's never gonna
watching
end
this,
up watching it. He's gonna be like, "Who's these?" Dude, he's not gonna understand who's American Ninja Warrior is. He probably doesn't know what the show is.
That's true. That's true.
I worked there. I think when you started, I think just under a year or just over a year, because you started in September.
I started in September.
So just over a year, and I knew you. Like I knew who you were. I knew your name. I don't think we talked all that much.
No, I don't think I even seen you that much.
There was one guy that I used to argue with a lot, and you would always come in at like the wrong times to like me either yelling something profane at him,
You're the strangest thing.
He would say something really weird to me, and you would just be like, "Why can't we all get along?" And then
I'm a friendly guy, okay?
Well, I mean, then you were.
Still am.
Okay, well, to other people maybe. And then I was doing a job again, because if I specify what this job is, it kind of gives away what we do.
Yeah.
So I was doing a job that I was qualified for, but you weren't. But they wanted you to be qualified for it because
I needed to get signed off.
You needed to get signed off on it. So they threw him with me for like half a day, and we just started talking. And then from there on, we started becoming pretty good friends. Like I used to actually we started talking quite a bit more, and when we started being like a little more like what I usually am with people, which is like just start throwing insults, but like not like hardcore unless you're that guy.
I know we started talking about games. I asked you.
No, you
like
said
a gamer guy too.
You said you were talking. We started talking about games,
and then I mentioned I had a YouTube channel, and
then
you were like,
damn.
Oh,
I was like, oh shit, because I tried. Like I've tried before with other people and by myself.
I have too, but
it's just
difficult.
It's never easy to do it by yourself because it's so hard to play off yourself, especially like if you don't know, like if you don't write it out, if you just try to go out impromptu, no script, and you just don't have experience, it's really hard to like map out your thoughts, and especially because when you have the silence in between your sentences, you start to like think like, oh, was that any good? And then you just stop. And you just look at the video and you just go, "Oh man,
that's what editing's for."
Yeah, I know. But then because I'm only 20, like when I started these, I didn't know like how to edit. Like my editor was the other guy I worked with on one of them, and the other one I was like a makeshift editor, but I just never knew how to. So
yeah, that was always a difficult part too. I remember when I first started, like 10 years ago, I made like my first video. I used like the Windows Media Movie Maker. Yeah,
that's just terrible.
That was terrible.
Like, because I used to record because
you couldn't really cut videos then too.
No, and on like the iPod, I don't remember like when they first introduced iPod cameras, you could record. Like I think they had pictures and then they added video. So when you first could record video, I started using my iPod. I don't remember if you could ever export media off of it or you could just use it on your phone.
I don't think you can. I don't think
so there's no
iTunes ever let you do that.
So I always had to get like the really garbage, like free, like iPod like video editors.
Yeah.
That are just terrible and they're like so anti-user, and you just don't know how to work them. And
that's brutal.
It's just the worst. It's actually terrible because like you don't know what you're doing. Because I think my first channel started when I was 14, 13. My second channel, me and my friends started when I started another one. That one's like long gone. Like I did maybe a video on it. And the third one I started, which I'm not going to disclose that information because I'm not proud of it and I'm not embarrassed by it. Like at the same time,
it's still out there.
It's still out there. It's definitely still out there. And if anyone can find it, I applaud them. I will I'm never gonna delete those because
same with Minecraft. Oh,
yeah, yours is still out
bad.
there. It's pretty bad, and
it's good to go back on it and reflect though on your progress.
No, definitely. But like, I actually don't think my last channel, which I did, like, for what we had and for who we were at the time, I actually don't think the content was terrible. I actually sure there was a lot like logos, production quality, all this stuff like.
But that stuff never mattered back then.
Yeah, exactly. You just cared about talking into a mic.
Yeah, like no one ever actually had like proper introductions and like logos and crap.
My computer teacher, he in my grade 11, 12, I think it was grade 12. I just needed one more course to give me credits to pass, and I was going to be done the first semester. Like I didn't even have to go to the second.
Yeah.
And so instead of having a spare in the first, I just had 4 spares in the seconds. I just never went. So in the first semester, he's like, okay, what do you need? I'm like, I want to take a class, but I'm supposed to have a spare. And he's like, I'm going to make a class for you, and you're going to like get 5 credits, and you can graduate when you're in grade 12, like first semester. And I went, really? He's like, yes. You just tell me what you want to learn. And I went, I want to learn how to edit videos. And he's like, okay. So he's like, do you want to make videos and edit them in class? And I went, yes. So he bought himself, but he let me use it. A Blue Yeti mic, a editing software that was like $100.
Really?
Yeah, on one computer. So I got that was always on my computer. $100. That computer, that editing software, a webcam. The webcam was bad, but like I never used it because I just didn't like how it was like framed, because it was very grainy. So I just never liked how it looked. So I just never used it. But yeah, he bought a Blue Yeti mic. He bought editing software, and he had this extra room that he would send people to if they were having a hard time with people in the like computer room. It was either a timeout area or like here, feel better area. So he sent me there, and there's a computer, a mic, and everything that I can just use, and Audacity installed. So I can just use it to like record.
Yeah.
Actually save it, because the computer had a general like hard drive for everyone. So you just saved it on the one hard drive, and it would just be on every computer if you logged into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So log into, like, saved it on one computer, go to the other one where I edit and log in, and I would just download pictures. And so whenever I switched topics, I would just use pictures, or if I was talking about the same topic for an elongated amount of time, I would just use many pictures. And that's kind of like, that's a majority of those videos on the channel, is me rambling about nothing. But there are some really good ones where like we did a podcast, which actually I liked doing. And then we did a couple of video games. We did Super Smash Bros. And really one of those is one of my favorite videos like I've ever done, is that one Smash Bros. Because it's hilarious. Because like he's funny, my co-host, but like there was one moment where I just killed myself laughing, and literally in the game that was just like laugh out loud funny. That like
those are usually the best moments though.
Yeah,
the unplanned ones that you never know, you never expect, you don't plan it.
No, it's great.
It's always the best. Just
like
random surprise moment. It just makes you laugh.
What happened is like I was making fun of him because I beat him, and then I was like, man, he just makes excuses when he loses, and I just jumped off the map and and I lost, and like that was it. And it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And then that's how I like started, and now I remember you telling me this, and like for a while I was like, I never really thought of it, and then we started like hanging out more, and I went, you know what, it would be cool. So I threw the idea to you.
Well, and then I showed you my YouTube channel.
You showed me the YouTube
some
channel.
Of my videos, and you were like, man, it'd be awesome to collaborate.
Yeah,
I thought it was awesome too, because when I was younger, the moment I picked up like a point and shoot camera, I just like taking pictures and everything. And then from there on, it would just grow, and I wanted a recording, like a video camera.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting one of those, but it was like crap quality, and like you couldn't really upload properly to a computer. And editing, I wasn't good at editing either, because it was that movie maker crap, and I didn't have the funds to even get the good programs and stuff. And ever since then, me and my older friends from like junior high, we tried making videos, but it was a bunch of trash.
You showed
it was something though. You saw those. Horrible. So hopefully no one finds those, because those were just
I don't know if they
budget quality.
I mean, I don't think they can.
They can, because I still kind of have a similar name to it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my channels.
Some of your channels, that's true. Mine
but
are like,
still.
Mine have so many different names. Like the first one's really stupid. The second one was like exactly what my videos were, and then the third one was my channel. The channel that me and my friend did together was supposed to be a replacement lunchtime activity, because we had a gaming club in my school, and then one of our principals stepped down to vice, and one of the vice stepped up to be the real principal, and he wanted to shut down the gaming club because he didn't like that the computer room was dirty afterwards.
Yeah.
So it was really dumb, because it's like you could eat your lunch and then go in, but by the time you're done eating your lunch, you have like 10 minutes to play Xbox. Because we had a bunch of Xboxes, we had a bunch of PCs.
I wish I had that back in
the day. We had like Xbox 360s until the Xbox Ones came out, and then we got Xbox Ones, and we had like Steam and Minecraft, and you could get Origin on every single computer and download any games you want that you already own if you owned them.
Yeah.
And play. Like we had Team Fortress 2 like basically installed on every computer. We had like what was the game? Quake 3? Quake 2? One of the Quakes.
I think it was the third one.
I think we had like and we just played. Sometimes we would just stop in the middle of class and like my computer teacher was like, all right, we're playing Quake now, and everyone just switch over to Quake. Even if you didn't like playing games, you just start playing Quake.
Yeah.
And like that's how my school was. And then what happened was our principal wanted to shut it down, and then we were like, what are we gonna do for lunch? Like we're just gonna be bored. And we had D&D on some day lunch periods with my art teacher, but like he was prone to cancel them. So we decided to start up a YouTube channel that was a different name at the time, different idea at the time, but then just like it never amounted to much because no one had a good mic, no one had a good computer, no one had a good anything.
Well, you don't need good stuff.
But at that time, like
you gotta start somewhere, right?
At the time, it was because there was me and my brother, not the one you know, another brother, and 4 friends who wanted to do this. So there's 6 of us to like schedule around, and then some of them would have to do other stuff during lunch, and some of them weren't there, and it was just too much. And then when we just kind of shrunk it down to me and my co-host at the time, it just ended up being like way easier to schedule. Even then, it was hard because he used to take this stuff with him because he would film by himself. And so whenever I had an idea to film by myself, I would just never have the equipment. And they kind of...
Yeah, that's a difficult thing. I tried doing it with my friends too, but, schedules would never work out and people wouldn't want to do it. And then that passion kind of just like, it kind of drifted off because everyone's separated. You start switching schools and no one wants to do it anymore and you don't hang out. They get new friends and all that shit.
See, that never happened to me.
Yeah.
Because I went from my elementary school to my high school. And it was like a walk across the street because I live in a small town.
Well, yeah, that's...
And so everyone who came...
I went from elementary, junior high being the same and going to a whole new different high school. And everyone lived apart in different parts of the city and everyone went to a different high school. Then no one ever actually saw each other anymore. How much were
in your graduating class, like, if you could remember? Not even the exact number, but if you give me a rough estimate.
250?
28 for me. 28 people. 28 people in my graduating
class.
Class.
So everyone knew them. So
yeah, exactly.
Everyone knew everyone.
Yeah, everyone knew everyone. Everyone knew like their moms. Everyone knew who like, oh, there's that's her name's mom, and that's what, and like the grandparents would know each other, and that's just like because I was like a small town. Like we in my social class, I was the only dude. Not my social, sorry, English class. My English because I was -1. Yeah. So it was we were in grade 12 -1 English. And I'm the only dude, and there's like 11 girls, and even the teacher's a girl, so like I'm the only actual dude in the class, and like I used to piss off like because there was a bunch of stuff like that would equal something. It's really hard to explain, but basically if you read and you would do tests on these books that you read, and you'd earn certain points, and if you all met your goal of these points, the teacher would like, because our teacher was a suck, would just give us like, oh, you guys can have a day off and do pizza party. We'd buy pizza and watch a movie. Yeah. I never made my goal. So I just sat there and I'm not reading. I read enough. And this doesn't go to my grade. It used to go to my grade. Now it doesn't. Why am I reading? I just like go on my phone and just start scrolling for like 40 minutes. I'm like,
jeez. Yeah.
So that was like, because that was my like experience in school. And being from a small town, moving to Edmonton, staying in Edmonton for a year, almost 2, and then moving away from Edmonton to another small town. It's been really weird. Because like the stuff that was so easily accessible in Edmonton is now not so easily accessible in the other small town. So it's like you still have like fast food points and like restaurants that are like near me, but now I have to drive to Edmonton to go to the places I want to go, and it's really weird because I used to just be in Edmonton and be like, I'll just go take the LRT instead of driving. Yeah. Now I can't do that. Now I have to drive to get to the LRT. Garbage.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, do you want to move on to the news stories of the day?
Yeah, I guess we're done with the introduction. That's pretty much all about us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't really finish.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Interrupt.
Oh, yeah, you interrupted me. I was just going to say, my passion for it kind of faded because then once drifted away from friends and everyone that could actually be a part of it. Work set in and, reality, going to college and all that stuff, and I thought I never had the gear either, but I slowly started to invest in it, and then like the place I worked at, I completely hated it. I couldn't stand my job, and I was like, I need to find something new, because I worked in an office and I was on the computer all the time. I started watching YouTube and I'm like, oh my gosh, this brings back so many good memories. I just want to do this again and actually pursue it, or even just do something filmmaking. Like even watching the news on the TV, it's like, man, I want to be that camera guy or the editor or something. Like, it's honestly been a passion of mine for quite a few years, and that's why I started it up again like 2 years ago. It's been a slow process, but
I mean,
slowly working on it.
You all start somewhere.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like,
and I'm glad that I finally found someone that could that actually has the same passion towards it as well, because it's so hard, especially living in this city. It's kind of like, man, nobody wants to do this.
No, because
no one sees potential in it or anything.
Exactly. No, but like
everyone's afraid too.
Everyone who has, they might have this dream that you do, but no one wants to. Everyone squanders it and pushes it aside because everyone always tells them, well, don't do that.
You're not gonna get anywhere.
Be safe. Be safe.
Exactly.
So
go
work.
To school. Go do this. Go work. Make some money.
Exactly. No, I agree because my passion, and my girlfriend knows this, and everyone in my life knows I'm passionate about movies, and so the filmmaking process. So even talking about movies, I love talking about movies, and even just making videos in a way is my way of my outlet of how I want to make movies, because it gives me an outlet to talk, but it also gives me an outlet to do the editing and see the other side and the equipment and how everything works. Yeah. It just kind of satisfies the itch that I have to make film and talk about it. So it's actually really good for me too.
Yeah. I'm actually not a fan of too many movies myself. I'm more I went to school for architecture.
Yeah.
And I have a passion for actually just creating something basically from nothing. You draw up a building or something, right? Mm-hmm. It's making a video is almost the same process. You start from an idea and you grow it into something big and you see it develop. That's what my passion has always been. And actually, funny story, what happened when I was working probably 2-3 years ago in my office job, I got a phone call from it was the border services, and they were like, oh, we have a package here for you. It's from Red Dragon, and we wanted to confirm if this is actually you that they're sending it to. And so they gave me a call, and I'm like, Red Dragon, what the hell is this? So I searched it up, and have you ever heard of Red Dragon?
No.
Well, it's I think it's Red Dragon, but it's that Red cameras.
Oh, okay.
They're high quality, the kind of build by piece camera that's 4K quality and stuff,
sure.
Movie recording cameras where you start off with a box and you have to add on the lenses and everything like that. Well, I got a call and they're like, hey, there's this package for you, and I'm like, I didn't order this. I went on the website and I find out that the camera's $4,000.
Should just said yes.
Well, they mentioned the name and they said some other I don't remember the name. It was probably John something, and I'm like, no, that's not me. I was like, if they I didn't want to steal at that point either.
It must have been a wrong number on the
I think so. Address. Well, they mentioned my exact address too.
That's really
weird. They mentioned my exact phone number, and I was like, well, how do you screw up something?
Is
it
that? Maybe
the name was different? And I was
is it
no,
someone who used to live in the place?
No.
It's really odd.
It was very odd, but that also kind of sparked me. I'm like, cameras.
Damn,
I gotta get back into this. So then I started to invest in my own cameras. But yeah, that's my whole story.
That's pretty interesting though. How did they get the exact same address?
I don't know. It was
someone's trying to get you for fraud, man.
Yeah, right.
If you said yes for that package, and it's someone's gonna come break down your door and be like, "That's our package."
Well, I gave them a call, and I'm hoping, I actually don't want to get caught up in that crap.
Yeah, no, so I definitely wouldn't.
It was I'm just gonna give them a call and I'll wait for them to call me and be like, oh yeah, or send it.
Yeah.
Just in case they do screw me over somehow, but.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that's that spiel. We might as well just move on.
All right, let's
move on to our first topic,
which is we'll start with the story that if lawmakers in Hawaii are trying to ban people to smoke from buying smokes unless you're 100 years old, and that's the title of the headline, but the real story is,
well, they want to make it 100 years old.
They want to.
It would start off with you have to be 30 in 2020,
2020,
40 in 2021, 50 in 2022, 60 in 2023, and then in 2024 they want to make it that you're 100 years old to actually buy cigarettes.
Which is really weird because they're going up by 10 years basically every
Yeah, and then all of a sudden 40 years.
Yeah, 40 years, which whatever. I mean, my thoughts on smoking, like if you knew me as a person, is not hidden. I think I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke anything, so, and I don't think like it's weird to me that like for some reason cigarettes, for all its harmful chemicals that are put in the cigarettes.
Technically, if you've been next to a smoker, you've been introduced to smoking too.
Okay, but I don't.
You
I
haven't
don't,
directly smoked.
I didn't pick up a cigarette. I didn't light the cigarette, and I didn't start smoking it myself. Yeah. Yes, fine. I'm by half the day. I got inhaled by secondhand smoke, but what I'm saying is, with how long weed was illegal, and for some reason cigarettes were illegal, it just didn't make sense to me. Because like, weed in the long term is way less harmful to you than cigarettes are. Because
that's what they say, but
cigarettes.
The longer run too, cannabis would be.
Cannabis isn't
harmful
like, but
too.
cannabis is like, maybe like, being a repeated smoker is gonna give you something. Like we know people who are repeat smokers, and it's not like their consequences are non-apparent. They are coughing. There's someone I call at work black lung because he smokes so much, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna like. I know it's a thing, like you have to be in the mine to get it, but the dude is like gonna have cancer by the time he's done.
Yeah,
like it's like you smoke like a pack a day.
You don't necessarily. It's kind of hard to say when you get cancer. I mean, I've known people in my family that smoked for like 60 years. No sign.
I do too.
Any cancer of anything. It's usually hard to tell when someone might get cancer, but yeah.
I agree. Just because it's really odd to me that it's legal in the sense that I know it's legal because they tax so much of it and they get so much money out of it. But like the stuff they put in it, and people know what they put in it.
Especially here in Canada, they have those giant labels of like bad things happening to people.
Every teacher room you go into in high school is like a poster of like what goes inside a cigarette and the effects of a cigarette. Yeah. It's like what's in there, and the people still choose to smoke it. It blows my mind. So this 100 thing doesn't bother me. It really isn't like, well, it's everyone's choice. It's like I get that, but it really doesn't bother me that if they made it 100. It just.
Well, yeah, especially since you've never been to smoke.
Exactly, because I'm probably not going to Hawaii anytime soon.
Well, yeah, that too.
So this really doesn't affect.
But this could be a start to
other things,
national
that's
or
true.
Worldwide, right?
The thing is, will it pass?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It hasn't passed.
It hasn't passed. It's a proposed legislation. Yeah. It's not passed. It's not official. It's the thing, and this actually goes into another problem, is how much is shown on. And this is kind of hypocritical because of what we're drinking, but what they show in cigarettes is like, look at the effects, and like look at the like your teeth and your lungs, and like you have to get a hole in your neck after all this time. Like that's just like the worst case scenarios. But like you have things like alcohol that like constantly, or like you turn someone like, oh look, this guy drove drunk, got in a crash, but like you don't see any warning labels like anywhere like.
Well, it says please drink responsibly.
Yeah, please drink responsibly. I mean, please smoke responsibly isn't like gonna cut it. Like either way, it's not gonna work. Like those ads aren't gonna like someone who's already smoking for 20 years isn't gonna finally look at a pack and go, man, that guy's teeth look real shit right now.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, my thought on it is, the people that are actually like smoking constantly now, you can't just take it away from them.
No,
because they're addicted to it, right? That'd be just like taking crack from a crackhead
or taking games from us or
that, right?
I get it. It's an addictive thing.
It is. You can't just take it away straight from somebody.
No,
like that. I mean, there should be like if that bill passes, it's good for the new kids coming out of high school or whatever, junior high, to not start smoking. It's a good thing to stop people from actually keep on smoking. But at the same time, you gotta find a different law where the people that have been doing it for 40 years, you don't take it away from them, because otherwise they're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, well, it's like it's the same thing where like I'm just gonna use the gun control argument here. It's like, well, if you take it away from them, they're still just gonna figure out a way to buy it anyway. Like the people
exactly.
the people who want a gun are gonna buy a gun.
It'll be like in the black market.
Yeah, the people who are gonna want cigarettes are just gonna get someone either to buy it for them, or they're just gonna like have some way to get them like through. They go to the because Hawaii's a state. Just go to another state.
Exactly.
Buy all the cigarettes there and come back to Hawaii. Like so I'm not sure because I don't live in the States, so I'm not sure because in Canada there's not a lot of like when you drive through when I go through Saskatchewan, no one in Saskatchewan there's not a border on Saskatchewan where people are like, oh, what did you bring over here?
Yeah,
you just drive on through. So if that's the same thing in the States, you just leave Hawaii, get someone to buy all the cigarettes for you, or even just get your relative just went to Texas for the day.
Yeah.
Go ask them to buy 10 packs of cigs.
Yeah, exactly.
They're good. So really, it's in a way, it's you can have it's because maybe Hawaii is going to be because we're going to be the progressive on cigarettes. It's sure it looks good for them, but is it really sustainable in the long run to say that stuff? To have it there, it's not going to help. That's all I'm trying to say. Because of what I just said, people are just going to leave.
Exactly.
And buy in other states.
It'll just go more into the black market, and there might be more
crime
after that.
They're illegally selling cigarettes now.
Yeah, right?
Uh-oh. Man, I'm glad he ain't selling the cocaine anymore, though. He's selling cigarettes. Those are way better. Thank God he's not selling black tar heroin. He's just selling black tar cigarettes.
He might be in those cigarettes.
Yeah, he might be. I mean, there's tar in cigarettes, apparently, is what they keep telling me.
Gasoline, rat poison?
Yeah, gasoline, rat poison. Bull semen. Wait, that's Red Bull.
That's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole other fake topic. It's conspiracy theories. Does Red Bull have bull semen? Probably not.
I highly doubt it.
Highly doubt. I can confirm. Unless they haven't, I drink bull semen, I guess.
Well, there would probably be a different consistency to the beverage.
It might be a little. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't make it past health code. I'm just 99% sure it wouldn't make it past health code. You guys put bull semen in here? No, I don't think you can sell that. You sure?
Well, I mean, cigarettes have made it through the point of, we're selling rat poison to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. But I'd rather eat rat poison than drink bull semen. I think rat poison might not kill me. It's for rats, not for humans.
Bull semen wouldn't kill you either, though.
Yeah, that'd be way worse.
But if you didn't know it...
Yeah, but that's the thing is, this is really off topic. But
yeah, right. Complete other direction.
Don't want to drink... I don't want to do either, let's be honest. I don't want to eat rat poison or drink bull semen.
That's true.
So, the best part about our job is when we get those packages. Where it's 100% pure bull semen. Or whale semen. Have you ever got whale semen?
No, I've got the boar one that goes to
I got whale semen one time, and it was hilarious. I'm like, who got this? Who needs this? Where's it going?
It's pretty interesting.
It's probably going to Vancouver. It's why is it going to Vancouver?
Well, they're the ones that have whales over there.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright, let's move on to Sony. And this was broken a little bit late last year. Maybe... I think it was November of last year. Sony has chosen to back out of the E3 press conferences. They have decided that it's not worth their time. Not worth their time and money to do this. And recently, Sean Layden, who is he is the worldwide he's Sony Interactive Entertainment's worldwide studios chairman. He has elaborated on Sony's decision to ditch E3 this year. And he recalled the earliest E3 events where retailers, this is coming from comicbook.com, and the last story from the lawmakers of Hawaii was coming from ocanada.com. A bunch of other sites have reported on too. That's just the site we're using. Same thing with this site. Comicbook.com is reporting that Layden recalled the earliest E3 events where retailers and journalists would meet with the game creators to see what studios had to show off. The chairman pointed out that this was at the time where there was no internet to speak of, in quotes. So it was important for these types of contacts to spread the word of what the companies were working on. And this is a direct quote. Retailers would come in, you'd see a guy come in, and he'd say, I'm from Sears, and I handle Hot Wheels, Barbie, VHS, and video games. So what are you about? Layden said. There was a huge educational component. Then you had journalists who had magazines and lead time and jockeying for position on the cover, and there was no internet to speak of. So a trade show at that time of the year for this nascent industry was exactly what we needed to do.
Here's one thing I wanted to mention. It's funny how it says Sears, because didn't Sears go out of business?
Yeah, Sears. I think Sears is out of business. At least in Canada.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if states have Sears or if they have Sears.
I thought that was a Canadian company.
Yeah, it might be a Canadian company. I know, like Zellers and like that went out of business a while ago, and they came to Target came to Canada, and then they went out of business because Walmart kills everyone.
Oh yeah. Anyways, that was just.
No, that's pretty funny. That's true. And now fast forward several years to now, and Layden said, and this is Destination PlayStation is their kind of replacement for their E3 press conference, is taking place in February, and is the time when retailers and third-party partners meet to see what's in store for the year. And with how frequent and widespread game news is due to the spread of information on the internet, especially you have so many games being announced that aren't at like game shows anymore. You have games being announced just through YouTube. Like, oh, look, or Facebook. Facebook will post like this thing, or Twitter, and something huge happens. Like, you don't need these press conferences anymore to necessarily, unless you're releasing something huge.
That's the thing with all the social media. It's so much more easier to access.
Yeah, which he goes on to say here. So, he said basically the impact of having journalists attend to spread news has been diminished because of the internet. Because this is, again, a direct quote. So the trade show became a trade show without a lot of trade activity. The world has changed, but E3 hasn't necessarily changed with it. He also added that Sony's decision to put out fewer but bigger games over longer periods of time, Sony has reached a point where the June 2019 date for E3 isn't the right time to have something to say. So basically, they're skipping out for E3. And he also, I think he said somewhere along the lines of the time to talk to traders in July to have games release, or June and July to release for December and November and September and October is just, it's too short. Not enough time. So to talk to them in February and January and March and talk about these games that they have coming up, to talk to sellers, they said will end up being much more helpful in the sense that it gives retailers and traders and everyone time to prepare for these games to come out.
I totally agree with that. That makes quite a bit of sense. Because, like 6 months to release a high quality game is just, I think that's just not enough time. E3 is like, I enjoy watching E3. Yeah.
On a daily basis of.
Well, that's the thing.
On the eventful basis of.
Yeah. My concern would be though, if PlayStation pulls out, then all the other guys might pull out too.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna make them all have separate little kind of their own conferences.
Well, the first one to pull out isn't even Sony. Nintendo pulled out a few years ago and decided on the same. They wouldn't go to the event, but on the same weekend of the event, would host a Nintendo Direct, which is like their little thing of, their little thing of like showing their upcoming games and giving everyone an idea of what's to come. And now Sony's kind of taking the reins because E3 is not needed. And I'm gonna say this now: E3, it's cool. It gives everyone a look at it. Or look at what's to come. But you as easily could get as much hype as you do at E3, showing it at a presser, than you could just releasing it online. And just shock value. It's like, look at this. This is coming. Like, imagine if instead of E3, like Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay was just shown online, or like the trailer it was really new because like. It got announced in like 2012, and you had no news over it until like 2018. So 6 years later, they just drop a trailer on the internet, and like E3 wasn't gonna help it. It wasn't gonna like create more buzz for it. Everyone was already excited for it to begin with. So E3 is becoming irrelevant because there's so many things. Like you have BlizzCon, you have PAX East, you have PAX West, which PAX in the PAX games. The difference between E3 and PAX is. E3 is much more of the retail to journalist dynamic, where PAX, whatever one you go with, is much more to the consumer, where it's like you can actually play these games. Because a lot of times at E3, it's like half the games they show you don't get to play, and half the games you play are not the games you want to play, and those games have like an hour to 2 hour long lineup, and then press people get and people part of companies because they just recently made it open to the public. They have priority over the people who just bought a ticket, so like they have press events where it's like, look, all these people can come watch this Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay on the theater screen.
Yeah.
And it's all journalists. And then like 2 months later, they didn't even expect to drop it, and everyone just wanted it. So like, okay, let's show what we showed them, and they finally released it. So, but Sony has just said, because there are a couple events in the last couple of years have been just one long gameplay trailer of multiple games. 2 years ago, they just had games.
Well, that's the thing, because pretty sure Sony always won the last two.
Yeah.
And then you have Xbox, Microsoft, Nintendo. They showed some of the games beforehand, so Sony wasn't going to do it either.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good way to... I mean, that kind of ruins it too to split it up, though, because then you're going to see the same trailer 3 times if each company hosts their own press conference.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the good thing about Sony, though, is they usually just focus on their exclusives.
Yeah.
They didn't really focus on, like... Sometimes they would throw Destiny stuff, but it's because they had, like, an first thing with Destiny where they had, like... They had a contract where, like, we get the Destiny content first. We get all this Call of Duty. We get the Call of Duty content first.
Yeah. Well, they were always all battling for that.
And then you have, like... But then you have, like, places like Ubisoft and Bethesda have theirs, and that's garbage. And Ubisoft would have theirs.
Well,
and
yeah,
bad.
with more companies coming into it, it's just kind of like...
And EA had theirs, and it's bad. So, like, you have the original 3, the ones who actually put out the games on their console.
Yeah.
And then you have...
Now you have the game companies.
3 others, like, showing this. So it's really hard to show third party, and it's like, the stuff we just saw at EA's is now playing on Microsoft, which is now playing at Ubisoft, which is now playing at Sony's, which is now playing at, like, everyone's. So the need for, like I'm saying, I'm glad the PlayStation backed out, especially if they're going to do, like, more events throughout the year. Mm-hmm. Like, if they have right now they have PlayStation, Destination PlayStation, and it's coming later February. And then they'll probably have later in the year the PlayStation Experience, which who knows what shows up there. And who knows, maybe in Destination PlayStation they show the PlayStation 5. They show, like, oh look, PS5, and they don't need to announce a release date, but they can just say, hey, it's coming. Yeah. Because it has to be, because it's been 6 years this year. In November will be the 6-year anniversary of the PlayStation.
I don't think they need to release another one.
I think they will, though. Unless
they come up with a new innovative idea, but
they're going because they're just
gonna improve graphics.
That's all they're gonna do.
It's trash.
Well, I mean, they're gonna change something.
That's trash, though.
No, it's not great. I don't like disagree, because my PS4 still runs games fine, and like new graphics, they still look pretty great. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 was still really good to look at.
Yeah, but in the end, it's kind of like, well, am I gonna be buying a new console every 6 years, or should I just buy one PC that's going to last me for 10 years?
That's true. Right? But sometimes the PCs don't even last you.
Most of the time.
Sometimes the PCs don't even last you 10 years.
Yeah, but they're easier to replace, right? All of a sudden you buy one part that you know that crashed.
Oh, I know. And then you can just like switch it out.
Exactly.
When you custom build, exactly. When you... No, if you're actually going to play a gaming PC and you don't custom build, you're an idiot.
Yeah, right.
Even if you're just like going to custom build to like the bare minimum of requirements, because at least it gives you time when you have the money later on to switch out these parts.
Yeah.
So like if you don't, like even if you don't have the money to get all the best parts right now, you can still custom build and then mix and match.
Yeah, exactly.
The end. So Sony has that stuff, and then E3, like I don't even know if I'm gonna watch E3. Sony was the only one I cared about because I only have a PlayStation.
Yeah, that's the thing with me. I stopped watching it about like 2 years ago already. Anyways,
I
just waited for the news articles to pop up.
I know you can just watch it on YouTube.
Media, right?
You can just watch it on YouTube and like
YouTube,
see like
Facebook trending. It's usually on the trending page too.
So I know it's so I like just watching it because like
3 hours watching that.
Sometimes I would just watch it with my friends, like on PlayStation. We'd just be like, trash.
Well, yeah,
trash,
that's the thing, and you see a lot of trash.
But then
they show you a game, but they don't release it until 5 years later, anyways.
Like Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced in 2013, and it came out until 2019.
Same with that, The Last Guardian.
Last Guardian. Crackdown 3.
Was that like 5 years?
Yeah, Crackdown 3 was supposed to come out like 2 years ago, and they showed it at like 2013 E3 on Microsoft, and hasn't come out till
Yeah, I even
this
forgot
week.
about that game.
Yeah, it
I
comes
remember
out.
Crackdown 1 and 2.
Comes out this week,
were
and
pretty
like
good,
I didn't even
actually.
remember it was coming out till like I had to
It
look
actually
up.
comes out this week?
Comes out this week. Comes out
I didn't even know
on Friday or today, because sometimes they release Tuesday, sometimes they release Friday.
that. Well, I was at Best Buy today. I didn't see anything, so.
So okay, that's probably this Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just don't think E3 is a necessity anymore to companies. You even look at BlizzCon. BlizzCon this year was so bad because like they usually release something pretty big, and this year they decided to do Diablo Immortal, a mobile game, as their like key
That was small.
feature. Like this is what they're gonna show.
Yeah.
You literally could have just announced it on Twitter, being like, "Hey guys, new mobile game."
Exactly. Especially with it being mobile.
Yeah, it's like a mobile. Like if it was Diablo 4, man, cool. Like
Yeah.
go nuts. But you're gonna try to like just
Well,
give
I don't
me.
think they would do Diablo 4.
I mean, they're
It took
talking
like
about
10 years to do Diablo 3.
That's true. It took them a while, and then they just get errors after errors after errors. So you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I just don't think it's a necessity as much as it used to be. Especially like before the internet, even when there was the internet, before social media, because social media is when it really got to like.
But you know the good thing, yeah, social media might be ruining it, and what you're just gonna tell people online, and then everyone's just gonna sit at home. This way, actually, with the events, it gets people going out.
No,
It gets people going
I
out
don't
and
want to leave my
socializing.
house, David. I want to watch it on Twitch.
No, you gotta
And
go
curl
out
up
and
in my-
socialize and talk with people, and plan your
Yeah,
LAN
that's-
parties ahead. You know.
You're telling me that those people talk to each other? I don't think so.
You don't think so? You think they just sit there silently, just collecting their
Like-
own information, and then they all go home and make a YouTube video
No, they're
anyways?
robots, David.
They are robots, aren't they? They're the new robots that.
You're telling me IGN has a personality? Bull hooey. Bull hooey, they have a personality. Tell me Kotaku? Get out of here.
Hey, those are just people that just write their own thoughts, man.
Just write their own thoughts, bud.
This way, actually, if people go out, they could actually share their thoughts, and then you could just stick to one article.
That's what
online.
Twitter's for. Sharing your thoughts.
Twitter's limited.
No, it's not.
What is it, 300 now?
300 characters. It used to be way less. It used to be like way less.
140. But what are you supposed to share with everyone in 140, 300?
You just say, game was really cool to look at. Send.
Great.
That's all you need.
Tells you a lot, eh?
Tells you a lot. I mean, half the stuff that they show at E3 isn't even what it looks like, and like even when the game comes out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because like, man, what was it? Oh, what was the game? I mean, Assassin's Creed Unity was one of them. Because Assassin's Creed Unity when it came out was just buggy as all hell.
Yeah.
There's one game I just remember. Oh, Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs, like the E3 technical demo, the tech demo, versus the real release of the game is night and day. Is like, look at all this like cool detail, and you get to the game and it's just like bland, just
Yeah.
bland. All right, I feel like that's it for that one. So let's move on to Apex Legends and their historic week of hitting 1 week. Got released last Monday. And again, that was really weird to get released on a Monday. It had 25 million users, signed up users. That is not like playing at one time. But to even have that as a just even have that as a milestone, to have 25 million people in 1 week sign up, that's like insane to me. Come on.
Have you played the game?
No, I don't. I'm not a big Battle Royale guy, so I don't play those games. But I heard it's actually not bad. I mean, it's Titanfall's engine, pretty sure. So like, if you like Titanfall, you'll like this. So yeah, it also apparently buffed up EA stock by like 5% or something like that. So that's really...
Man, I'm not that big of a fan of EA games, though, I gotta say.
I mean, EA's a publisher, so but they do screw around with their developers a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like they passed 10 million players in 3 days after its release, and now developer Respawn, who is also working. This is in the article. Who's also working on a Star Wars game for EA, has now said that they have passed 25 million registered players, and that they had well over 2 million concurrent players last weekend, which I think he's more than Fortnite's raking in right now because Fortnite's kind of not on the down, but it's definitely not where it used to be.
No, Fortnite's dying.
I don't think it's dying. I don't think it's dying.
It's slowly dying.
I mean, it doesn't.
It's not that big anymore. You don't hear about it that much anymore.
Yeah, see,
that was last year's news.
Well, Fortnite
was 2018.
Fortnite here it says arguably one of the biggest battle royale game titles, has over 20 million players, again signed up, as per data recorded by Statista as of November of last year. But Respawn's new battle royale game has averaged 2,540,000. No, this is a weird number. 2,540,973 viewers on Twitch, and beat Fortnite at 1,009,788 viewers over the past week. This is just in the past week. I mean, that's the only way it's come out. But that's crazy to have like this kind of game, which really is just Titanfall 2 in a battle royale game without the Titans, because that's the same engine, the same developer. And it's basically called the Titanfall battle royale game. 100 it could add, analysts have predicted it could add up to $100 million to EA's revenue by March 2020. So in a year and a couple weeks, it could get them $100 million.
Well, yeah, with them making those in-game purchases.
Yeah, they have loot boxes.
Yeah.
That's why I don't play the game. That's why I don't play the game. I hate loot boxes. Like,
you just play for the free loot boxes.
No, it's garbage. Loot boxes suck. Supporting any game with loot boxes is garbage. I
totally agree, in my opinion. But like loot boxes, they're just skins though. In the end, it's not like they make you a better player.
The only reason I give like League a pass, this a pass, and Fortnite a pass is because they're free, and you're not paying to get it outright to begin with.
That's true.
But when you pay like for Battlefront 2, and they throw loot boxes at you as progression, that's when I get angry. And I only like Anthem. Anthem right now, its way of microtransactions, even if it's only cosmetic, don't like it either. Just because they're overcharging, like some of the leaked pictures have been showing $20.
Well, if you want to start talking about overcharging, man, you look at CS:GO and people are paying thousands of dollars for skins.
Yeah, I know, that was crazy. But have they stopped that though? Like that you can't do that anymore? Can you still?
You could still sell them on the marketplace.
Oh, you just can't
do
gamble.
That gambling stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree because like I remember when my like cousin would play it and he would always just try to get those amazing skins and sell it. And, like the people who buy it for like $3,000, and it's like
ridiculous.
You can't cash that anywhere. It's not like you can get that money. It's just Steam.
You could,
dollars.
And then you could buy Steam games.
It's just Steam games. It's not like you're gonna get $3,000 real dollars. No. So this person who's buying a $3,000 game skin, like, oh man, I can buy like all the fucking Steam games I want.
Doesn't make you any better either, though. It's a stupid thing. That's why I don't understand why people would do
that's
that.
True.
Even.
But I don't like when microtransactions help you in game.
Yeah.
Like when they make you better, pisses me off because then you kind of just come down to if you're good, you like, oh man, I just spent $200 and now I'm great at this game because I have all the best weapons.
Exactly.
That's why.
Like if you're playing those phone games like Clash of Clans or
Clans, even Hearthstone, where it's like I spent $200 on card packs.
Yeah.
And so now I just got a bunch of
my cards are the best.
Yeah, I have all these great cards, and I can just so like a person who buys in Hearthstone, and like those games have a significant edge over the people who don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how the loot boxes work. If they're just cosmetic, then that's okay, especially in a free game. But if they help you in game at all, then that's when I draw the line. Where if there's any if you buy loot boxes and they help you in game. I don't like Overwatch.
Overwatch doesn't help you though.
Overwatch doesn't help you.
You get free loot boxes though.
But you can't even choose if you want man, I only play, let's say, Zenyatta, and I really want that Zenyatta legendary skin. There's no way for me to get that Zenyatta legendary skin.
You keep on leveling
unless
up.
I keep buying loot boxes or
could keep on leveling up. You play the damn game.
But if you play the game and you get those loot boxes and you just never get them.
Well, you make money off of it. If you get duplicates, you make money.
Yeah, I know, but they sell 5 coins and it's like 2,000.
Well, then you get 500 coins if you don't get the skin, right? If you get the yellow coins.
I know what you're saying because I've played it. Like you get
Yeah.
the coins. I'm saying, but like they don't. There's not a lot of times where this like they give you a lot of coins. So
No,
like
but they're dropping the prices of the skins.
that's all right. That's
Because
all right.
they have those seasonal, like, Christmas and Valentine's Day and stuff, and those special skins.
Yeah.
They make those more expensive now, but they drop the other ones.
Overwatch doesn't matter like the least because you never see your skin. Like unless you're pulling an
Well,
alt.
that too.
Unless you're pulling an alt where it goes third person, or like Reapers, or you're pulling like,
Or you do an emote.
or you do an emote, or you die.
too. Yeah,
You
or
never
die.
see your thing. So like,
But that's like any other game.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Unless you're playing third person.
Unless you're playing third person. That's why I don't get it. So I don't. When people play Fortnite skins, it's third person, but it doesn't do anything.
No.
It doesn't. That's why I never got cosmetics. Is because like, I don't care if my character looks cool, especially when it's a first. Like it's like, oh look at the shaders on your weapon. It's like I don't care. I'm not playing
Yeah,
third
right.
person. I'm playing first person. Why do I care? It's like Call of Duty. Call of Duty's like, look, you can make your character look cool. It's like,
I hate Call of Duty now with all the add-ons.
yeah,
It's kind of stupid.
dude, they were like selling. Did you hear they were like selling $5 reticles? Like you spent $5 and you got like a
Really?
different, yeah.
I did not
That's
see that.
stupid. Like oh
Call of Duty came out with their own battle royale too, didn't
yeah,
they?
Blackout.
Yeah, which honestly, after like PUBG and everyone releasing battle royale games, I think it's just garbage.
I played
It's all the
Blackout.
same crap.
Blackout twice. Played it twice because I bought Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And I actually
Yeah.
like the multiplayer, but because I'm not a big Call of Duty fan, but I actually enjoyed the multiplayer in that game.
But with Call of Duty being on console, I think they could only limit their max people in a server to
That's
like
true.
50.
No,
right?
they do 100. They can do 100.
Okay.
But the thing is, I got to like the last 20 people, didn't see a single person, and I finally found a person. I literally could have just waited it out and just sat on top of this tower. But I'm like, I kind of just want to shoot him. I'm so bored. So I shot him, and I died. And I'm like, it's pointless. Pointless. This game's boring.
Well, that's the thing. It's everyone plays the games differently. The battle royale games, you either sit around and camp and
Yeah.
wait till you're the last 10 people,
Yep.
and you're in the middle of the circle, or you're the guy that goes straight into the action and you either die or you survive. Out
Or
there
you
and
play with,
run.
or you play with duos or groups, and you are like, okay, guys, all right, we have a plan. All right, you go that way and you go that way. I'm gonna go straight up the middle, and then we're gonna converge on this house. Because I've heard like there's
Yeah.
people at work tell me that they do this all the time. I'm like, I don't get it. Why do you care that much? Like when I'm playing League, I do that. When I like play League with friends, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take bottom lane. I'm gonna take.
Well, but that
ABC.
depends on the character you choose, right?
That's true. I'm not a big fan of battle royale games. I just think they're boring. I don't enjoy like sitting around for 20 minutes not seeing a person.
I don't mind them. Like, I liked PUBG when it came out because just of the whole concept of kind of the military style where you actually had to pick up backpacks and
Yeah.
your inventory actually got bigger, and you
Yeah.
had like helmets and armor that you had to pick up that actually helped you, compared to like Fortnite and all these other ones that come out where you don't have really an inventory but just like a limit of like 5 weapons or something.
Yeah.
And Fortnite, what got me is that I hated it, the building's stupid.
I actually don't like PUBG more than I don't like Fortnite. For the sole fact that Fortnite is unique in their style.
How's it
And
unique though?
They have they're it's not a bore like, and this is where like this is all comes down to aesthetic, where like Fortnite actually has like this cool like cartoonish style.
Too cartoony though.
But like PUBG to me is just the boring like look. It's just like a boring area of like trees that look like crap with assets that are flipped.
Yeah,
from
but
previous-
what? They made Fortnite that everyone's on mushrooms or something, and the trees are all messed up.
Yeah,
And...
hey, Fortnite made way more money than PUBG did.
Well, that's true, but that's because it's been more directed towards the younger crowd.
It's directed to a younger crowd, and you've had a lot more influential people on Twitch playing it. Like you had like that one time where Ninja, that huge streamer now, played with Drake. That like he had like a
but
million concurrent
did he
viewers.
actually though, or was it just the guy that sounded exactly like Drake?
I think
That's
pretty
the
sure it was
question.
Drake. I'm pretty sure like Drake tweeted about it.
Did he really?
I don't know. Don't ask me this.
That's-
I'm not gonna.
I don't know that either.
I don't
but
care enough about this.
I don't care about that
Fortnite
either,
or anything
exactly.
to like look into it.
Yeah.
But all I know is Apex Legends hitting 25 million in 1 week is crazy.
Well then, shit. Maybe we should start playing it, and we'll play with Bill Gates.
No, yeah, I'll play with Bill Gates. We'll get bigger than Ninja because people like Bill Gates more than they like Drake. No, you should have said The Rock. We'll play with The Rock.
Sure, The Rock.
The Rock would like get us so many views.
Remember those commercials where they had like World of Warcraft and they had those
Yeah, those actors like Ozzy Osbourne
Yeah,
and like Mr. T.
Yeah, exactly.
They had like a couple weird ones where I was like, oh, who was it? There was like one really stupid one. I can't even remember who it was.
They had that one little guy from Austin Powers. Mini-Me.
Mini-Me with the Vern Troyer.
I think so. Yeah, I think he was in one of them.
The late great Vern Troyer.
Yeah.
Mr. T's was the best though.
Yeah.
Because they actually added that thing into the game where you could throw those grenades at people and they would become have mohawks. And that was pretty funny. So I mean that's pretty funny. They actually added it. All right.
I'm surprised Blizzard hasn't done a battle royale yet, which I'm assuming they might have started releasing that too.
I mean, but here's the thing. This is actually a story that Activision Blizzard are laying off hundreds of employees.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So that's not good. Actually. One of my friends is a huge Warcraft fan, and I'm like, man, if Activision goes under and they have to shut down those Warcraft servers, that'll be something. I couldn't imagine how many because that thing is one of the if you're talking about one of the most well-known games of all time. I'm pretty sure World of Warcraft's up there. Even
everyone knows.
Everyone knows. Even if you're not playing games, you know that World of Warcraft is a thing. So Activision Blizzard being maybe in the hole soon. That's crazy because that means another developer could buy Call of Duty from them, which probably would go to EA.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of Overwatch would have to be sold to somewhere else. Same with World of Warcraft, same with Diablo, same with StarCraft. Imagine losing StarCraft.
I don't think they would start doing that. Those are
I'm just saying the thing is Activision Blizzard if their stock is so bad right now that if they have to lay off hundreds of employees and it doesn't get better, I don't remember the last time I saw an article company lays off hundreds of employees and then 2 months later it's but now they got them all back and they're on top and everything's good now. Everything's fine. They're making games again. Usually, if you're laying off employees, that's just the sign of bad stuff to happen. It's kind of like GameStop. GameStop's in the hole right now because GameStop is GameStop was trying to get sold because they were almost bankrupt and they couldn't get sold.
Because no one goes to the game stores anymore.
No, exactly. The only reason Best Buy can still sell games is because they have everything else.
They have everything else now.
And same thing with Walmart. And same thing with Target in the States. And those you'll never see an only game store. In 5 years, if GameStop's not out of business, you'll never see another big name.
It'll be like Blockbuster, store. Man.
Exactly, because
it goes out.
You can just go buy it online.
Exactly.
And
which sucks. I like buying the actual.
At that point, you just buy it from Best Buy.
Yeah, but Best Buy at the same time. If you've seen their game section now,
you just buy it online then on Best Buy.
You probably have to.
And then you get a mail it to you.
Yeah.
So that's what I do for movies because man, there's nowhere that sells movies. You have to go to Sunrise, and when you go to Sunrise Records, they have them for overpriced.
West
End. It's
because that's the only place to buy them.
Yeah, it's there's $25 for this movie online, but you want to pay $32 for this movie that isn't even that good. Come to Sunrise Records. There's this movie
Well, but at the same time, you have to pay for shipping then, right?
That's true, but there's a movie that came out that was $38 at Sunrise, and the movie wasn't even a huge release. Yeah. It wasn't oh man, everyone's looking for this movie. It was just this weird movie. I was $38. Nothing special about it. It's just a Blu-ray. I'm what?
Jeez.
I'm not gonna buy that. Yeah. $38. I think that's.
But yeah, with the whole Blizzard thing, they're just not growing as the issue, right? They just stick to the same 5 games that they have.
Yeah, they don't really the last game they made new was Overwatch.
But they don't really. They need to release more as the thing.
Yeah, they need to. They need to make
screw Warcraft and screw coming back with the same
Diablo 4.
Yeah, Diablo 4 or coming back with or Warcraft 3 again as they were.
Yeah, they're re-releasing Warcraft 3.
It's kind of they actually need some new thing.
No, they need something new.
Something new.
Overwatch was a huge thing.
Every couple years or so.
Yeah, they need to stop.
They can't be adding on more expansions to World of Warcraft because it's just getting worse and worse. People are hating it more and more, and they're backing out of it.
People don't buy it anymore.
No,
people still do. I know people who still buy it, but I'm saying
I used to play it, but the fact that there's 3 more expansions now, it's well, by the time I get back into it and you get all your skills back up and everything. It's just way too much work and too much time to learn everything instead of just keeping it plain and simple in one direction. Right?
We had Burning Crusade, and you had Lich King, then Cataclysm, and then Mists of Pandaria.
No, it was Burning Crusade, or there was one other. No, Legion, wasn't it? Burning Legion? Burning Crusade, was it? I can't remember.
No,
that was long ago. Damn.
Let's look up Warcraft expansion. I want to know how many they've had.
I remember the Outlands came first.
I mean, let's look up Warcraft expansions. Because I want to know how much time they could have been spending on other games.
They could have been spending a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
I mean, they did on Overwatch, and Overwatch was pretty good when it first came out.
It was pretty popular when it first came. Won Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
Yeah, because that took them a while to release in the first place.
Yeah. Come on, tell me.
Which, like I'm saying, they need more of that. They need, people are coming out with Battle Royale games. Why don't they come out with a Battle Royale game?
Yeah.
I mean, people were playing those MOBA games.
Yeah, I mean...
And then they ended up releasing Heroes of the Storm, but they ended up releasing it too late.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you had LOL and Smite and all these other ones that came out way prior to that.
So this is actually the what do you call it? The order. So first is Burning Crusade. So the second one is Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah.
Third one's Cataclysm. Fourth one is Mists of Pandaria.
Yeah.
The fifth one is Warlords of Draenor. The sixth one is Legion.
And then
the seventh one is Battle for Azeroth. Yeah. So they've had 7 expansions. And I know like Burning Crusade came out, I think in like 2006? 7? Something like that, because I remember playing it at my like cousin's house. So long time ago. So it came out in right there. In 2000 and it was announced in 2005. It was released in 2007, early 2007. So 2007 to 2018. So in 11 years, they've released 7 expansions, and they could have just been making a new game.
Yeah, they should have been.
They should have been making a new game.
But I mean, it's nice to release especially with it being an MMORPG. It's nice to release.
Yeah.
A few expansions here and there just to keep the game going and growing, but at the same time, they need to focus on something else.
But there's games like Star Wars: The Old Republic, which again not as successful as World of Warcraft, but who have released consistent expansions, but they have also made new games like BioWare. BioWare consistently makes new games while keeping up with some expansions, because their expansions aren't like you can update the game and give it new things and then give one big expansion instead of expansion. You can like here's some new things, and then a big expansion that alters something, and then so it takes less time to make these expansions, and you can just maybe take your assets and focus them on other things, because obviously it's not working.
Exactly.
Diablo 3, StarCraft 2 came out, like the newest expansion came out.
Diablo 3 was big when it came out,
and still like they re-released it like 1,000 times. Like there was one for PlayStation 3, there was one for the Xbox 360.
Just came out on the one on the Switch.
Yeah, they had the one on PC, of course, and they had the one on PS4. And they had one on the Xbox One, and they have one on the Switch. It's kind of like Skyrim at this point. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know, man. I just think that Blizzard has to do something new. I think Activision also needs to stop, like, they need to stop just being terrible at being a company. Like, geez, like Call of Duty sucks most of the time because they don't give it like. I wish Call of Duty had more than a 2-year development cycle. I wish it didn't come out every year.
Exactly, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
It would be a more successful game if it did.
They just took out single player. In this one, just totally restrict it.
Did they really?
Yeah, totally stripped out Black Ops 4.
I was like, I just got the other one.
And they have Blackout.
Too much.
And here's the thing, like, my favorite, like, World at War is so good at the single player.
That was a good one.
Modern Warfare 2 has such a good story. Then Black Ops had an okay story. Like, I kind of fell off after Modern Warfare 2 because Modern Warfare 3 was iffy to me. Black Ops was whatever. Black Ops 2 was whatever. Infinite Warfare was whatever. Ghost was whatever.
Yeah.
All these games were super whatever to me. And then
Same here.
They re-released Modern Warfare, the first one. They re-released it. And they freaking added microtransactions to a remastered game. Why? Why do you need to do that? You're already
Completely
charging.
stupid.
You're already making people buy Infinite Warfare
Yeah.
at the time to get this remaster, and now you're just gonna be like microtransactions as well to a game that's been out for at that time was like 9 years because it came out like 2007.
Yeah. That's why it never made it that big though.
Yeah,
The remastered one.
yeah. Like
I heard it for like a day or two, and then
Yeah.
it was just
Infinite Warfare lasted like a month, and then everyone just stopped caring. Like, oh, whoops, daisies.
yeah. No, it's especially nowadays. They come out with their like collector's edition and stuff, and it's just same always.
Talking about collector's editions, you just look at Assassin's Creed. They have like 10 versions.
Yeah.
Look at Anthem. Anthem, the developers needed to make a chart for people to know when the game comes out. Like, for people who pre-ordered it here, you get the game then. For people who pre-ordered it here, you get the game then. For people who aren't pre-ordering it, you get it there. And then for the people who want it on early access, you get it today. It's like,
Really.
I don't need a chart for game release. Just tell me the release date. All right. Well, I think it's...
I think that's enough.
So let's just talk about Liam Neeson for a second. Liam Neeson has he was doing an interview for his newest movie that I have seen called Cold Pursuit, and one of the themes of the movie is revenge and how far a man will go to take revenge. So he chose a press junket. So for this movie, he was doing an interview, and he chose to out an incident of his life that he regrets. But it was a very touchy subject, and he chose this interview to talk about it. And he said, let me see if I can find the quote. I know most of it. I don't know if maybe, I know, here's what he, basically one of his friends got, this is kind of a touchy story. One of his friends got raped. And he was furious, like as most friends would be. And he asked the lady who got raped, do you know who it was? Like, do you know like what they looked like? Well, whatever. And she said, all I know was the guy was black. And so he said that he would walk around at night to like shady bars and shady streets, like hoping, and he put it in quotations, some black bastard would make a move on him and he would have a reason to like kill him. So he immediately prefaced this by saying he doesn't he regrets everything he thought about it. He doesn't agree with what he did at all. He thinks he was like an idiot, and all this stuff, and basically like renounced all those things he tried to do. He's like, that was a stupid point in my time. It was just.
Was that just recently he said that?
Yeah, he recently, like, this was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And basically, the people have had like a couple reactions. Some people were outraged that he would ever think such a thing. Other people like were not respectful is the word, but accepting of his apology, basically saying like he regrets it. He shouldn't. You shouldn't vilify him, especially when he like knows what he did was wrong. And
yeah, but if he knew it was wrong, he shouldn't have done it in the first place, right?
The publisher, the film studio, decided to cancel the premiere and cancel the red carpet for the movie. Although the release still got released. It didn't delay the release at all. The movie still came out.
Yeah.
I'm under the opinion that he, to be honest, if he never said anything, nothing would have ever gotten out about this. No one was like in the know. Like, it wasn't like 1,000 people knew and like he had to tell them all to keep it a secret. It wasn't like the whole sexual allegations a few years back where everyone got hit because they just kept quiet for so long. Like, no one knew about this. If he just never mentioned it, none of this would ever got out.
Well, at the same time, he's a celebrity and he's being followed around by people and stuff. So stuff gets out pretty easy. I mean, it's the same thing with like all the YouTube guys, like PewDiePie.
But he said it. He said this was almost nearly 40 years ago, though. Like, this was like when he was like super young. I mean, I think he was probably like, I don't know how. If it was nearly 30, let's take a look how old Liam Neeson is. I don't know off the top of my head how old he is. He is
I personally think, yeah, he probably said something stupid, and
I mean, we
he probably shouldn't. He should have probably kept it
He's
within
66.
closed doors.
Wow, he's 66. He's 66, so
Yeah.
he should. He was like 26 at the time, maybe 27.
When he said that?
Yeah, when he's like,
Oh, okay.
no, when he did the thing.
Okay.
When he said it was just like a couple weeks ago. He was young. He was stupid. He was probably angry, which we like all get. Like if like a close friend of mine,
Yeah, you get upset.
I would
Makes
like I wouldn't
sense.
do what he did, but I understand where he's coming from. But he regrets it, and he like says like, man, he was just a stupid kid. And I just think there's a lot of articles and headlines that just kind of cut it off at he wanted to kill a black guy. Basically, that's where the article gets cut off. Or the headline gets cut off. And
Yeah.
it doesn't tell the full story. So, like, it's a shock piece, so people click on it and they read the full story. But some people, because there's a lot of people nowadays who just read the headline and they get all the information they got just from that one headline.
And the first, like, paragraph.
Yeah, and the first paragraph, they're like, nope, Liam Neeson's a racist, guys.
Yeah.
Confirmed old man racist. Liam Neeson, get him out of my movies. Replace his face with Christopher Plummer's face. I don't need him in my movie anymore.
Well, he should have said it, if anything, if he was going to say it. I mean, he shouldn't have said it at all, but
No.
he should have said it behind closed doors to a friend or something.
Yeah, you
like,
should,
if I said it to you, right, I wouldn't
Yeah.
go out in public in the main street and just be like, oh, this is what I want to do.
yeah, no, but he also should,
racial slur or something.
and if you wanted to, like, admit it to people, you should have done it in a different way than a press junket and, comparing it to the movie.
Yeah.
Where you, like, compared his character's motivations to his motivations. Because this kind of makes you seem like you're trying to, like, oh, I understand because I did this. And now you kind of make it like, well, it just seems like you're just trying to compare. I don't know. I just wouldn't. If I was him, I would have done it not a Twitter, but like a video or something where he like admits it and he goes like, I was wrong. When you do it and you're talking about the movie alongside it, I just don't think you get the right context because there's not a lot of you're not being really solemn. It's not a serious moment. You're at a press junket. You're just most of the time those people asking questions are like joking around with you. They're like, oh, boy, remember that one time like you met my mom at the Academy Awards show and like, oh yeah, it was hilarious. And it's like, so what do you think about revenge? It's like, well, one of my friends got raped and I almost killed a black man over it. It's like,
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so like maybe if he did it in a much more intimate manner than like in a press junket, it would have been received better.
Yeah.
Like not the story, but like his apology and his regret. So maybe that's just the reason that like people are like that guy.
We're all human. We all make mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, and he admitted and he owned up to it. He didn't shy away from it. So.
Which I mean, most people end up doing if they got it publicly released on the news, right? It's not like we get what we say publicly released on the news. We don't have to defend ourselves. Yeah.
Thank God no one follows me around.
Hey, one day maybe.
One day maybe someone's gonna hear me say.
Gotta have high hopes, man. You know this podcast is gonna skyrocket to the top right now.
It's going to go to the top of the trending on YouTube. That's what we're going with.
What if it does, man? What if it does?
Hey, you never know. Never know.
You don't know.
All right. So next up, I think we're done with that news story, which actually segues us into our next part of the show is some movie and game release talk / recommendation talk. And I actually saw the movie that Liam Neeson was in called Cold Pursuit.
I have not.
You have not.
I can't really say too much about it.
No, I saw it with my roommate, and I'm trying to make this as quick as possible because I don't want to go on too long about this movie. It was really good up until like the last third, and something really weird changes the movie. It's going one way, and then this car comes and hits this car off the road, and now that's the movie we're following. We're going this way now. And it just doesn't make any sense the way they take it. They add plot points in that make the movie really confusing. They add characters that, they add scenes that don't matter. Liam Neeson's great. The villain's one-dimensional. And the twists and turns the story takes you on aren't predictable, but at the same time, the unpredictability doesn't automatically make it an actual fun movie. It's fun to begin with, but towards the end, you just kind of look at your watch and go, "Can this be over?" The music was great, the humor had its moments, and Liam Neeson's always a badass in these kind of films, so he was fun to watch. but like the villain was just too like, I'm just the bad guy and I'm a bad guy, so like just hate me. And it's just like, you're not cool, you're not charismatic. There's no reason to watching him on screen.
Yeah.
I realistically give it like 3 out of 5. First 3 out of 5 stars. I just don't think that like I like if you want just to rent, like if you're just like, let's go see a movie and the movies coming out this week don't interest you at all, then yeah, I would say go see Cold Pursuit. Maybe you'll like it more than I did, but I just didn't find it as interesting as I wanted it to be. It was supposed to be a simple revenge movie, and it turned into not that, and I just didn't like the way it went. But yeah, that's my review for Cold Pursuit.
That's an action movie, right?
Yeah, it's.
Action.
I mean, it's supposed to be action.
Yeah.
There's not like a huge action scene where like they're fist fighting. It's mostly a drama thriller. I wouldn't say it's an action movie.
I see.
So yeah, that's Cold Pursuit. But for new releases coming out this week, and we're just gonna deal with like for movies, we're just gonna deal with theater releases and games. Well, I mean, there's not really. We'll just deal with the big ones.
There's a few games we can
There's
talk about.
there's a bunch of games. There's actually, for movies, there's one major one, and a couple that I think could be interesting. For movies coming out this week, we have Alita: Battle Angel from visionary director.
That one looks pretty good,
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah, from visionary directors James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez. Happy Death Day to You, which is the sequel to Happy Death Day that came out in 2016 in October. And then we have Isn't It Romantic, which is a Rebel Wilson comedy / romantic movie. I'm not a big fan of Rebel Wilson.
Well, it is that week of Valentine's Day. So.
That's the one. And then they have this movie is very close to my heart because I am a wrestling fan. It is called Fighting with My Family. It is a WWE Studios film, and it is about the life of one of their female wrestlers named Paige. And it looks really interesting, actually. But we'll start with Alita: Battle Angel. Robert Rodriguez is really weird to me because he makes like movies like Desperado, and then he'll go and make Spy Kids, and then he'll go and make Machete, and then he'll go and make Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Just all over the place.
And he goes
Childish
then he'll go make Sin City, and he'll come back and make Alita: Battle Angel. It looks cool. It looks like a fun action movie. I don't think it's gonna be like the best movie of the year.
Well, who knows? It could be.
Could be.
I mean, it looks pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's the same guys that made Avatar and stuff.
Yeah. No,
and
I
Avatar made it pretty big.
So I don't like. I think it looks like just like a fun action movie. I think I'll have fun with it. I'm not sure if I'm just gonna like fall all over it, but I hope it's good. I hope every movie's good.
Yeah.
Happy Death Day. The first one was actually a pleasant surprise to me. I didn't expect much of anything. I really didn't like the trailers all that much, and then my girlfriend forced me to go see it with her. I actually ended up enjoying most of the movie. I was like, this isn't bad.
It's an interesting concept.
Yeah, I like the concept.
But I mean, I feel like in that moment when that movie came out, there was a few other ones that had the same kind of concept when they came out.
Yeah, I mean, the horror's kind of come back. Like a few years ago, horror movies were just trash.
They're still trash.
I mean, they made like
for me, they're trash.
I mean, I don't like horror movies all that much either. I can understand like movies like Hereditary came out last year and it was like huge that people were, like even asking for Oscar.
Yeah.
You had movies like.
There's that movie. Did you see that horror movie? I think Us.
No, I saw the trailer. Like,
yeah, I saw the trailer.
It looks really good.
But that looks horrible too.
No, really? I think it looks crazy.
I laughed so bad at that.
Get Out was pretty like it got nominated for Best Picture as a horror movie. So like horror's come back quite a bit. But the Happy Death Day to You just looks like your standard horror flick, and it also looks like it's
seems more like gory though than like horror. I'd say more of like a Saw or something.
But then you also
for people to just die.
Yeah, it's true. But they also like in the trailer end up looking like they're adding like a science fiction element to it. Yeah. I really hope they're not. I don't want it to be explained. Yeah, that's the worst times when horror movies start trying to explain the twists and why Michael Myers can't get like actual pain or like where the aliens
Yeah.
came from or where the predators came from. Like, just leave it simple. Don't try to
Well, the
explain
fact that they're making the second one, they're probably gonna have to explain it.
I
They're
don't
probably gonna
want
make a
to
third
explain
one
it.
next
Don't
year
want
or
it to
the year
explain.
after.
Then you have Instant Romantic. This is probably like the one that I don't care about. I care about the least. It's Rebel Wilson. The concept is she like gets knocked out in the
pretty good, though,
subway.
in comedy.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Her, Melissa McCarthy, and Amy Schumer all kind of just like, nah, get out of here.
Amy
Don't like
Schumer,
you.
no, I can't have more.
So the movie is she gets knocked down a subway somehow, and she wakes up and she's like rich, and all these guys like are like all over her, like really attractive guys, and now she's like stuck in a romantic movie basically.
Yeah.
I don't really care unless my girlfriend really wants to see it. I'm probably not gonna go see it. So, and then Fighting with My Family is a sort of biopic, of a woman wrestler who ended up breaking barriers in the professional wrestling industry / sports entertainment industry. It is produced by The Rock's studio. He is also in the movie. And I don't know, I'm a wrestling fan. I've always enjoyed professional wrestling or sports entertainment. So I'm probably going to go see the movie. Apparently it's supposed to be really good. I am excited to go see it, and it's out of all these movies is the one I probably will be going to see this weekend. That or Alita Battle Angel. David doesn't go see movies in the theaters.
I do.
Never
sometimes.
does.
Sometimes.
Never does.
Sometimes.
He's too busy being an
Sometimes.
adult,
I know, making YouTube videos.
making YouTube videos, editing. I'm just the
Working.
talent. I don't need to do any of the editing or anything. That's how good my job is. I just come here to record and I can leave. I don't have to worry about.
Hey,
extra
with
stuff.
this being uncut and unedited,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
have to
great
do any
for
work
you
for
either.
that.
But the other video you did have to edit, so
A little bit.
you'll have
just a
to
little
go through some things and change a little bit of this.
bit. Maybe we'll see.
And then for games,
Wait. What about like how far are we going into movies here?
I mean, it's up to you.
Like a week, 2 weeks?
I mean, no, we're just going a week.
Okay.
So
Let's just leave it at that. Then.
yeah,
It's like
'cause
got
there's
some
other-
movies from like March or something. But
no, that's
Too far ahead.
Too far ahead. We'll probably record one before then.
yeah, probably.
So I'll just leave it. For the games, because I'm only doing this week as well, we have games like Jump Force, which is the anime / Shonen Jump fighting game with people from Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Naruto, and other various Shonen Jump animes. You have a game called Metro Exodus, which is a sequel to Metro Last Light, which is a sequel to Metro 2033. And then you have Crackdown 3, which is the long-awaited sequel to Crackdown 2 that was supposed to come out many years ago. Got delayed, but it finally is supposed to come out this week on Friday. And then you have the sequel to Far Cry 3 called Far Cry New Dawn. After the events of Far Cry 3 left Hope County in shambles, it has basically become a post-apocalyptic Mad Max-style world that your character now has to fight out of. Out of all these games, the only one I would actually think about playing is either Metro. I would, and maybe Jump Force.
Metro's a maybe. Metro. I tried like playing the first few that came out. It just, I don't know. Just
Metro's really hard.
kind of copied like Chernobyl game.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Crackdown 3, look, I don't own an Xbox One, so that's a no for me.
I don't either.
But
I would play it.
I also think
if I
it
had
looks
one, but-
bad. I looked at like some of the gameplay,
Does it really?
and it just doesn't look good. It looks.
I honestly didn't even know it was coming out this week.
Yeah, I know. I told you, you're like, oh, really? Damn, it's coming out then. No, I just think it looks like a Duke Nukem Forever sort of scenario where it's been
Yeah.
delayed so much that people are like, oh my god, it has to be good, and it comes out and it's gonna be like mediocre, and people are not gonna be happy.
It'd be like that one game. Oh, that came out. What was that? Where you were like that demon guy with the hands and.
Oh, Prototype.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
I like Prototype.
That one was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay.
Far Cry New Dawn, I would play just because I want to see where it takes after Far Cry 3. Because Far Cry 3, sorry. Far Cry 5. I'm pretty sure I said Far Cry 3 earlier. I meant Far Cry 5. Definitely isn't a sequel to
True.
So Far Cry 5. I actually played and enjoyed 99% of Far Cry 5 until I got to the end, and I just absolutely hated the ending. So I just kind of absolutely ruined the game for me. But I'm hoping that this game redeems the ending of the last game because it's just so weird. Do you want me to spoil it? Do you want me to spoil Far Cry 5 for you?
Yeah, well, I've
Alright,
never actually played. I've never
spoilers.
actually been a fan of Far Cry.
Spoilers.
I played the
Spoilers.
first few, but
Skip to this part of the thumbnail, or this part of the video if you don't want spoilers. It actually doesn't matter. The game's been out for a year.
yeah, right.
The end of the game
people
is
should have probably played it already.
the villain blows up Montana basically with nukes. Somehow he got nukes, and he just blows it up. He's like, "Oh, you finally captured him, and you're gonna take him in," and then nukes just start.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how did he get nukes? None of this was explained. No one there was never like, oh my god, he's getting nukes, and like you gotta stop him, and you just never stop him. But I don't like the shock because I was just like, this stupid. How do you get nukes? He's in Montana. He's like a cult leader in Montana. He's not a freaking god.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't like Far Cry. Far Cry 5's ending. Everything else in Far
Just
Cry
the
5 was
ending,
really cool. The ending just
Yeah.
killed me. So
That was pretty much open world game, wasn't it?
yeah, it was open world.
Yeah.
Most Far Cry games now are open world.
Was that one online too?
No, I don't believe so. Maybe there was a multiplayer element, but I actually don't remember because I never played the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So, besides that, that's all I got from the movie / games. Is there anything you would like to talk about on that
I
side?
just saw the game. What's it called? The Last of Us 2, but
That's like way out.
I know it doesn't even have a release date for that yet. But
No, I don't.
Final Fantasy 7 though, I'm excited for
Final
that.
Fantasy 7. I mean, you're going down to the depths of the barrel here.
Well, I like those old-fashioned games.
No, I'm talking about like release date wise. Like where are
Well,
you
yeah,
going?
I know. I'm going
Are
far.
you going to
down,
August?
like-
What are you talking about?
I'm going to the good games.
Oh,
Like the
by the
ones that
way.
like Call of Duty release every single
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
You know, like,
Nintendo's doing a direct, like there are little shows they do to like announce new games, and they're giving details onto one of my most anticipated games of the year, Fire Emblem Three Houses, and Fire Emblem's so good. I love them on the DS. We'll love them on the Switch, so I'm really excited to see that. I mean, that's all I have for games / movies. Also, soon comes Captain Marvel.
oh yeah, I was gonna
And
mention that
the
too.
Endgame
but
trailer
you
dropped.
said we're just gonna
I
stick
know,
to
we'll
like
talk.
a week or so.
Yeah, we'll talk about that,
Talk about that
later. Well, talk about the Endgame trailer or the Super Bowl spot they released that I'm super amped for. Oh, so excited.
Super Bowl? What do you mean? That already happened?
No, but they released the Endgame trailer like during the Super Bowl, and it was really awesome.
Oh, okay. Yeah, other than that, I don't know what else there is.
Yeah.
Entertainment. I mean, what was it? The Grammys took
Oh
place?
yeah, the Grammys did happen.
Grammys
The
happened.
Grammys did happen, and I don't watch the Grammys because
I
I'm
don't
like
know either.
super into different music than they play, so I just didn't care. I just know that Childish Gambino won Best Song for "This Is America."
There was Aladdin trailer.
Oh yeah, Genie looks like garbage.
Yeah, right. That
Genie
that
looks
thing going
terrible.
around too.
Genie looks like absolute trash.
I saw those like memes online where they're like, just bring back the
Yeah.
original guy.
Just
animate him.
Yeah, animate him. We just grab Robin Williams' voice from like past movies,
Yeah.
alter it somehow. Like I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
Oh man.
Oh, I don't. I'm usually excited for like Disney movies. Like I like Beauty and the Beast. I didn't
I'm excited for also The Lion King.
I mean, I'm
That was
super
a
excited
good
for The Lion King.
Yeah.
But I'm not like I didn't really watch Maleficent or Cinderella.
I didn't watch Maleficent.
But I like The Lion King. I like not Lion King. Sorry, The Jungle Book. I like Beauty and the Beast. These are the
Beauty and
live
the Beast
actions I'm
was good.
talking.
Yeah.
I've seen the animated ones, but like Beauty and the Beast I saw, and I liked. Jungle Book I liked, and I'm not like I was excited for Aladdin, and then they showed me the genie, and I went, "This looks so bad. Why did you have to do this? You didn't
I
have
know,
to
right?
make him blue. You didn't have to do that, but you did do that, and now
Yeah.
he looks like garbage.
It's true.
It was really bad.
Oh. Other than that,
Other than that,
I mean, PewDiePie is almost about to get surpassed.
oh yeah, what's it at? What's his crown at?
That's like 27,000.
No
difference.
way, is it
Yeah.
actually?
It's pretty low now.
Shit, let me take a look. I need to see this.
Yeah.
Fudge. Yeah,
Pretty bad.
he's had a.
What do you think about T-Series?
I think it's a bunch of bots.
I think so too.
I
think it's a bunch of garbage too.
I think it's a bunch of bots. Like I don't know how you can get that many.
Why should YouTube should crack down and start banning?
Yeah,
all
it's
these bots and
27,000, man.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
yesterday was 55,000. I don't know. I think it's an Indian. It's an Indian channel.
It
So is
is.
everyone in India like posting subscribe to T Series in India while all of us in America are putting subscribe to PewDiePie? Is that like the war that's happening? And there's a lot more people in India than there are in America, so
Exactly.
we're kind of screwed. I bet by tomorrow it happens.
Oh.
Because it was $50,000. The $50,000.
Yeah,
50,000 subscribers. Like the last time I looked.
Not long ago. Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't want it to happen because I love feuds. But where's Mr. Beast?
It's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen
Eventually.
All right. I think that's it for entertainment.
I mean, yeah, entertainment. Anything in the news?
In the news,
I'm just reading up here that El Chapo was found guilty on all counts.
we'll see how long he stays in jail. Because he tends to escape.
Yeah, right.
From the help of Sean Penn. Kidding, that's not real. But he is for some reason friends with Sean Penn, the actor, El Chapo. It's really weird.
It's because he probably gave him a lot of money.
Probably gave him a lot of drugs.
That too.
Oof, like the sweet Poseidon powder.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I heard some. Oh, what did I hear? No, I think that was about it.
Oh, that's everything that's been
Yeah, I think that's like
up recent for now.
Yeah, I think that's the news for the week.
It's the news for the week.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's the Flagon of Weird for the week.
Flagon of Weird. Well, hopefully we're trying to, if everything works out the way it has this week, hopefully we can record one every Tuesdays. Hopefully we can try to do that. Or if not,
every second maybe?
Every second one. We'll try
at least once a month.
At least once a month.
Will be the goal.
Yeah, will be the goal.
Like we said, right now we're still kind of
if we have a time and we get the accessories we want and the stuff we want, it'll make actually a lot easier.
Quality, yeah.
Like if we get, by the time we record another one, if we get the 2 arms and maybe a second mic, the production value already goes way up.
Exactly.
And if we get an actual logo,
we're working on that too.
We get that and then actual intro. Progress. We get everything. Everything will be great. But no, actually, this one actually went a lot better than I thought it would.
Actually,
it didn't. Yeah. Camera didn't shut off halfway through, so
the camera wouldn't because it's going on the computer. So.
I know. That's what
I've been keeping track of it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's good. No technical difficulties so far. So I mean, yeah.
It's been good so far.
It's been good. It's a good first one. Well, by the time you guys see this one, the first video with me should be out.
Yes.
Check that out.
And this one should be out right after.
This one is, and check that one out after you watch this one. Watch this one, then watch that one. Don't skip around.
And you just gotta make sure you subscribe.
Yeah,
because there's gonna be more content coming out.
Oh hell yeah!
Make sure you stick around.
Hit that like button.
Yes. Comment if there's anything you want. Questions too.
Yeah,
we
questions.
might start the Q&A section.
Yeah,
we need viewers first.
all 5 questions we might get. Also hit that share button. Always share.
Share, yes. Share is the biggest thing.
Not the singer, like the action.
The action at the bottom.
The action at the bottom, not the singer. Yeah. Not the singer. I mean, you might like share. That's fine.
That's been the biggest thing. The hardest thing for me too is actually getting people to share my stuff.
Do you have your own page on Facebook?
I have my own page on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which I don't really use Twitter too much. It's kind of hard.
Go follow his Twitter at SegiDuh Media. I don't know.
No, it's just SegiDuh.
Okay, SegiDuh.
Oh, Media is my business company.
There's one thing we didn't talk about. There's one thing I want to talk to you about.
What?
We played D&D. You played D&D for the first time.
Yes, D&D was.
Actually, I forgot to mention that. I started playing as a dungeon master for this was in December, and Segi never played before.
You were talking about it. With friends at work. I was like, "Hey, where's my invite?"
Yeah, you're like, "Can I play?"
Well, I've always heard about it and always seen it, but I've never actually played it myself. So I was always interested.
The first guy invited was like, "Do you want to play?" And you're like, "Sure." And I was like, "Oh, he actually does." Didn't think you would. So we started playing in December. We played pretty consistently until this week until you had some other previous
I had some
activities you had to do.
Yeah.
So we had to reschedule. But
it's fine. We're still gonna
play. There's a chance we might be playing this week. I'll talk to you about that later.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, you've been playing D&D and we've been having fun most of the time. Some of the time you guys rag on my nerves, and I have to clench teeth and clench fists and be like, guys, just get.
It's supposed to be about having fun.
It is about having fun, but at the point where I'm having to tell you guys to keep moving on because you're not talking about the game, you start running dicks on the map, then that's when we stop
that's
having
how you
fun.
describe the cave, so that's how.
No, that's how you guys started drawing.
You said
the
it
game.
was a long, narrow tunnel.
Yes.
With the ball at the end.
Yes, that came into a circle. It doesn't look like a dick.
So that's a complete explanation of a dick.
No, you're just stupid. You're just dumb, Dave.
Okay.
You're just dumb.
Anyways, as you were saying.
And so we've been having some fun. And I'm like, we actually were supposed to vlog his first time, but it was super impromptu because I just messaged everyone. I'm like, hey, let's just play this week.
Yeah, that was.
I think it's because the reason I did that was because the threat of the changing shifts was supposed to be in like the new year. So I just wanted us to get at least one game in before the shifts changed. And then they didn't until like now.
Yeah.
So that's why I was super impromptu. We were supposed to start the second week of December or second week of January, but we had to and then everything with work happened and I was just like, let's play this weekend just to make sure we can play one time. Then I got everyone over. It went all right. And then, now here we are and we are we're
not even halfway through.
4 sessions. You're not even close to halfway through. Not even close. You guys were like an eighth through the game. And I'm just like, guys, you guys should be way farther. I was supposed to have here by now.
Well, this is what it is.
Yeah. Alright.
So that was my first session. And the other thing I guess we wanted to talk about too was I actually don't have a cell phone.
Yeah, he doesn't have a cell phone. And it's the funniest thing at our job when he doesn't have a cell phone. Because
people try to contact me.
Yes. I mean, it just happened today before we started recording. Someone tried to contact you.
Actually got a call.
Didn't pick up because we were in the middle of setting up. And the best part is, if you don't have a cell phone, they can't call you there. So, but you don't have a cell phone. And people at work care a lot about this for some reason. They're like, get a cell phone.
Some people actually do, yeah.
Like, I did when I first heard, and I just like, you know what, that's fine. Don't have a cell phone, that's your choice. But like, I know there's some people at work who are just like, I can't believe you don't have a phone. Why? How can you live without a phone?
It's simple.
Except for like, the one thing I'll say about our work is if you don't have a phone and you can't use data, it's really hard to watch YouTube videos in ops sometimes because the Wi-Fi.
Actually, I don't have a problem with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Wi-Fi sucks for phones then because Wi-Fi is just terrible at our job. Like when we're sitting at our break room.
I even get Wi-Fi in the things.
Yeah.
In the outside.
Yeah, in the outside. No, I understand what you're saying.
I don't want to get too.
No, exactly. No, I get you. You did this. I got you the first time. No, I understand. I don't. Yeah. I do not. Like my internet's so bad. Like I've been using so much data because of when they. Because before you got even before you got to the job when you started, they had a different internet system, and it was like you connect once and you're connected the entire day. Even no matter where you go, you're connected.
Yeah, I hate having to keep going to the main page and click and connect back to the internet.
But now now the way they have it, you literally have to connect every time you like move a step left. You're just like gotta connect again.
Or even when I turn off because I use an iPod instead of a phone.
I use an iPod because
even when you click it off and then turn it back on, it like disconnects.
Yeah, I know it's annoying.
It's crap.
It's annoying.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is, and you should just get a phone. The S10's coming out soon. I shouldn't. You should.
No, see, life's better without the phone.
Don't
think
I
can focus on other things in life. Because tell me this: what do you actually do on your phone?
What do I watch YouTube videos to save energy?
I have an iPod and I use YouTube too.
I text my girlfriend.
I got Facebook for that.
Yeah.
Or Instagram.
You're also
Twitter too.
The funniest Dungeons and Dragons story we have is the one that doesn't even involve Dungeons and Dragons, and it involves your wife messaging me on Facebook, wondering where you are.
Yeah, well.
See, if you didn't have
that was my mistake.
You should just that was hilarious, because we went. The first session went really late, and he was supposed to go to the mountains like the next morning, and so I'm sitting there, and for some reason I look at my phone. I have a message from David off Facebook. I'm like, why is David messaging me? He's right here. And I look on my phone and it says, hey, or hello, this is David's wife. Can I please talk to David, please? And I went,
Or she asked, is he still
oh,
there?
is he still there?
Yeah.
I went, yes. And she asked if you could talk, if you would talk to her. And then I think
He let me use
you let me use his phone.
Yeah.
And then you called, and it was the funniest thing because you were like super quiet. And you're like, how much longer to me? And I'm like, you're like half an hour. I'm like, probably an hour. And your face was the funniest thing. You're like, half an hour will be done. And then I just try to speed through it. I'm like, all right, I want to get him home before he has to actually sleep on the couch. And I'm like, because
the guys were taking
they kept laughing and they kept breaking it up.
Yeah.
So I had to tell them to like calm down. I'm like, we just gotta get through this because like they kept making jokes. I'm like, guys, David's gonna die when he gets home. He's gonna get killed by his wife. Let's get this done.
I survived. I'm still around. I'm still walking.
Yes, he's still walking. He's still there for now until.
But that's like one reason why I might need a phone, but I don't actually need it.
You don't need it.
In the end, I could have just asked you guys to use a phone.
You could have just connected to my Wi-Fi.
Well, yeah, that too. Then.
And then she could have just messaged you that way.
Exactly, it's easier. See,
no, I'm just
Wi-Fi
saying,
works for everything.
I have my phone because I'd like when I'm driving, I would put on music. And you can do that on an iPod.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I like having a phone for like if someone needs to get a hold, like if something emergency happens. My mom.
Tell me what people did 10 years ago though, before phones were even.
They sent ravens out with a
phones
letter.
were obsolete back then.
I mean, people.
Pagers.
10 years ago. Let's be honest. 10 years ago, phones were still around. 20 years ago, let's go.
You're making me feel old.
Yeah, no. 10 years ago, phones were still around.
15 years ago, when people had flip phones.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was much harder to actually afford a phone too.
No, yes, I understand that, but nowadays.
Not everyone had a phone.
Everyone has the expectation that most people over the age of like 13 have a phone.
But why 13? Why the hell would a 13-year-old need a phone?
Well, like imagine just for school emergencies calling their mom. I know that's not why they use it.
Schools have phones.
Schools have phones. You're right. I'm just saying.
What happened to payphones? They're obsolete. They've been taken off the walls. And
I mean, they have been.
They have been. Most places. There's some places that you still see one. It's like, holy crap.
Do we still have a payphone at work? I think there's a couple payphones in the.
There might be upstairs.
In the upstairs and in the downstairs, like where Timmy's is.
Yeah.
I think there is one. But I know like there used to be one in my school. I don't know if it's still there. I mean, because like most kids by the time they're in high school have like.
But they don't need phones. That's why.
I'm just gonna get you on the. I'm gonna get you on TV.
That's why there's a high rate or high rise of like suicide now.
Yeah, no, I understand the social media.
Social media.
I mean, I wouldn't just blame it on phones. I blame it on social media.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, phones have the easier
so much
access.
easier to access.
Yes,
it, right?
I know. I agree. I agree that social media has like not helped anyone in any way whatsoever.
No, it hasn't.
Like besides like maybe like getting news out there faster.
Yeah.
But like realistically,
or creating entertainment.
Yeah, creating entertainment like YouTube. No, screw social media. What's up, YouTube? How you doing? See you later. Follow our Twitters and Facebooks, please.
Yeah, we have all that, but
screw social media. It's terrible. By the way,
well, that's why I don't say screw it completely. I say screw it to the point where if you overuse it, and people overuse it because of their phones.
I actually only use Facebook for my buy and sell groups for those things I collect. It's like the legit one of the only things I use Facebook for.
I use that. I use it for groups. Like if people you create a group, it's easier to
like our D&D group chat.
Yeah, exactly. But or like setting up events or something.
Yeah, no. With you, I messaged you. I messaged Carson. I messaged Alex. And I messaged my roommate. Yeah. That's it. Because I actually, like, for some reason, I have my roommate's number, but we never text each other. We always just Facebook message each other, which is really weird. And then, yeah, like, my girlfriend doesn't have Facebook. She has Pinterest, and she has Snapchat, and she has... No, I think she just has those things. Because she doesn't have... I don't think she has Twitter. I know she doesn't have Instagram. And I know she doesn't have Facebook.
Are you one of those guys that has Snapchat, too?
For my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. See, because me and my wife don't have Snapchat at all.
No,
she doesn't even have Instagram.
We barely like Snapchat.
She just deleted her Facebook too.
She'll send me pictures like when we take together that she thinks is cute, and she'll send me those, and I'll just save them on my phone through Snapchat because us messaging pictures on text are really weird to each other because like sometimes they just never show up. So we always just Snapchat pictures to each other. They're like, oh, like this is cool. Here, send it through Snapchat.
in the end, all those programs use Wi-Fi anyways.
All those programs do use Wi-Fi anyways. Well, if you get, and the thing is,
the only thing is to have a phone is you need, if you want to access it anywhere, you'd be using data.
I was gonna say this: back in the days before I had a phone or I had an iPod, Wi-Fi was not as like widespread.
Well, yeah, now it's everywhere.
Yeah, now like go to McDonald's, and you can just sit and have Wi-Fi on your phone or your iPod, and you don't need to even worry. But like back when I was a kid, like. You know, well, like when I was a kid, actually 10 years ago, when you were 20 or when you were 15, 10 years ago, I was like 10 and I would have an iPod and I would have to like, school would have it and my house would have it.
15, I never really had a phone either.
I know.
No, I didn't.
My school had it, my house had it, my grandma's didn't even have it. So like, when I was at my grandma's, when I didn't have a phone, I was like off from the world. Legit, like there was like no connection to the outside world.
Now because your family lived in a small.
Yeah, we lived in the country. Like my internet sucked like for years. Like when we got to 100 kilobytes a second download speed, that was like a momentous occasion. we busted out the like brandy and was like having a celebration for that. But now it's like I get anywhere under like a megabyte, and I'm just like, what is my internet doing?
Yeah.
Why is it taking so slow? What? How? Going to everyone trying to figure out who's downloading stuff at the same time.
Yeah, right. I had to do that too when everyone's internet was connected.
Yeah.
In my old household, and someone would like be downloading or installing something. It would just slow everything down.
It's just like I'm downloading my thing right now. You wait till I'm done.
Yeah.
Turn your stuff
off. I want
to
play CSS. You gotta turn your crap off.
Yeah. Turn
it on at night.
Yeah, let it download at night. I'm trying to play League. Yeah. Get out of here. Like my brother would do that. My brother would be like, I'm trying to play League. Shut off your stupid downloads.
I had to do that all the time too.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
But yeah, that's that.
All right.
Anyways, we were going to end it, but then we just ended up going on a rant.
I actually went to my outline to the T because I had the intro, I had the news, I had the new releases, then I had Babble, and then I had outro. And Babble is what we just did.
But we babbled after the outro.
Well, we didn't outro.
We could outro again. Outro 2.0.
Well, I mean, we're not gonna just end it like, all right, we're done. Just shut it off. We got the outro. All right.
Yeah, we had an outro.
We had an outro.
Crazy outro.
It's we just pointed the sign until it shuts off. You know. Okay.
Well, yeah, I'll make it zoom in on the sign.
Yeah, just like
fade in.
And then a Star Wars theme starts playing. It's like what?
That'd be copyright.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait they take us all the money we're earning. all the money we're earning. Ooh, it's like on my old channel. Nintendo claimed a few videos, and I did the freaking math. And they got 7 cents out of our videos.
Really?
7 freaking cents, man. I hope they enjoyed it. I hope they didn't spend it all in one place.
They probably did.
Dickheads. I can't believe like oh, this Legend of Zelda video that has like 23 videos. Take it all.
I'm surprised they would do that for such a small like.
I think it's because it's automated.
Viewer person, yeah, it's
definitely automated because like it's like as soon as you hear like a little whistle from the Legend of Zelda theme, they're like,
yeah,
that's our game. How dare you?
Give that back.
Now they're apparently way more lenient on it than they were like 5 years ago, which is good because
they're still a little.
They don't have to though because YouTube does it for them.
Yeah, YouTube has that whole. Copyright thing though that you could go through and you could search every single song and it tells you what they're gonna do with it.
Terrible. That's why I was like looking up intro songs. I'm like copyright free music.
You just gotta go to the non-copyright.
Yeah.
Whatever they call it.
Do you know that the happy birthday song's copyrighted? So if you like notice that like,
really?
In TV shows most of the time they always sing he was a jolly good fellow or she was a jolly good fella.
Yeah, actually not.
And they don't ever sing happy birthday because it's copyright.
Who the hell wrote the song then?
I don't know. I think it's just like I think it's the estate of whoever wrote the song has just kept the copyrights on it because who wouldn't? I mean, it's like the one song that everyone sings for birthdays. Yeah. So
that's kind of dumb.
What if I sing in a different language, like throwing some Russian in there?
Different languages.
No one's sure how
have a different format though.
That's true.
It's not actually.
That's why we should
birthday.
We should take it. We should take a song that's super well known, that's copyrighted, and just like get the like Russian version of it playing as our theme and see if it gets copyrighted.
Yeah, we could. We'd have to modify maybe some of the instrumentals.
Yeah, exactly, it'd be hilarious.
That would work.
All right. feel like that's where we're gonna end it.
We're gonna end it
on Russian copyright-free music.
Yes, perfect. that's gonna be our ending right there. Anyways,
all right.
Subscribe, like, comment, questions, do whatever you gotta do.
Help us.
Help us. Help us.
All right.
It'll come with time.
It'll come with time.
It's
just like everything.
It's like everything. Yeah. Hard work and time. So that's it.
All right.
Hope everybody enjoyed. Yeah, we got no beverages anymore, but maybe next time we'll have more. Cheers.
Cheers.